What's up and welcome to another video. It is day 3 of 25 days of Christmas, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to become a better tactical athlete. What I'm going to do first is chat a little bit about what a tactical athlete is. I'm going to take you through this workout that I'm doing today, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be giving you those tips. So it's only day 3. We've got 22 days to go of these videos, and I'm already struggling. Not really. But let me know what you want to see. As always, up until the 15th, the GunTvs are open. So please, please, please be voting for that. With all that being said, let's jump into the video. So before we dive into the video, I want to discuss what a tactical athlete is. You ask 10 different people, they're probably going to give you 10 different answers. My answer might not be the best one that you like, but for me, when I think of tactical athlete, I do not think of the tactical games. I do not think of anything other than special forces military. And the reason I think of that is because to be in special forces, you have to be in tip-top shape, ready for anything. You can fight, hopefully. You can shoot, hopefully. You're strong, hopefully. You need all 3 of those things. Fight, shoot, strong. Knowledge is another big one. That's something that special forces people have. They don't just let anybody in for that reason. So when I think of a tactical athlete, I don't think of somebody that can bust out 20 push-ups and then go grab their gun and shoot it decent. That's part of it, but there's a lot more to it. When I think of a tactical athlete, I think of when your adrenaline is at its highest, when crap has hit the fan, what are you going to result to? One of the famous martial arts quotes that I like to think of is that in the heat of the battle, you will result to your lowest level of training. So I've trained MMA for quite a while. I had one amazing day, throwing punches, hitting everything, landing every shot. Guess what? When a fight breaks out, that's not what I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to those 3 weeks that I skipped, and I'm gonna go to my lowest level of training. That's the thing with the whole special forces. They are living this, they're training it every single day. And just because they are given that title, it is no different than the standard that you should hold yourself to. So what is a tactical athlete? A tactical athlete is somebody that is in the peak, in the heat, in the highest of their adrenaline, is somebody that can perform actions like shooting, lifting, running, thinking without going to a low level of training, but putting themselves at a level where they can protect themselves, and more importantly, they can protect those around them. So as I'm giving these 5 tips today, think in regards to that. Think of how you can better yourself as a tactical athlete for your family and for your community. So first workout on the list today is front squats. We got 2 sets of 5. I think I'm jumping up to 265 for my sets. But as you've noticed, there's been a little bit more fitness content in the videos lately than there has firearms related. And from GunTv, you would think the opposite. But lifting is a lot cheaper than getting to the range every day. So with consistent videos throughout these next 24 or 22 days, you're gonna see a lot more fitness related stuff. But it's fitness stuff that will help benefit you at the range. It'll benefit your mindset if you're ever in a position to have to need that firearm training. So just a little nugget to throw in there. Number 1, do the work. So often people, especially as they get more advanced, they come up with the excuses of, well, I've been doing it so long, or I've done it this way for so much that I can take a day off here and there. That's not the case. You gotta do the work. If you're used to dry firing every single night, don't take a night off. If you're only doing it once or twice a week, add a 3rd time a week in. In the gym stuff, do the work. There is no shortcut. No matter what somebody tells you, take this, do this, eat this, there is no shortcut. Tip number 1 is do the work and do it consistently. Top set. PR if I get it. Tip number 2, train how you live and live how you train. And what I mean by that is don't do things that don't benefit your everyday life. There's movements that you don't really need to spend time doing. The way I best explain that is I was a basketball player, basketball trainer, coach for a long time, and I was doing a lot of program writing, and all these kids ever want to do is bust out curls, and I didn't put curls in a single weight program that I was doing because that is not beneficial to making you a better basketball player. In the same way with a tactical athlete, you don't need to be doing certain movements. There's a lot of unique movements that you do need to be doing. Every program should have some type of squat, deadlift, and bench in it, but there's a lot of unique movements of Zerker squats, farmer's carries, yoke carries, shrugs that you need for a tactical athlete. As a tactical athlete, you got to think of things of, if I'm to pull somebody out of a car, what muscles am I using? If I have to run to help, how far am I going to be able to run? Those are the things you need to be taken into consideration. And a second part of that is don't just have equipment on you and around you for Instagram pictures. For example, I don't have to reach far. I'm in my gym at home, shouldn't have to worry about anything. I keep something on me. I walk to my mailbox, I keep something on me. I'm in the shower, maybe I have a shower gun. Come to my house and try me. I'm kidding, totally kidding. Just trying to have fun with these videos, but train how you live and live how you train. Your training should benefit your everyday life. And as a tactical athlete, that is something you should take very serious, because you cannot be a tactical athlete without being the athlete part. An athlete is not just strong, an athlete has endurance, an athlete has mobility, an athlete is strong, an athlete can fight. There's a lot of things that go into that. So tip number 2 is train how you live and live how you train. Tip number 3, and it follows up very similar to what tip number 2 was, train your grip. Train your grip a ton. These things are amazing. They are the captains of crush. This one is the level 2 one. I need to get ready and get some other ones, but train your grip. I promise you, if your grip gets stronger, you will as well. There's some kind of statistic, and I'm gonna butcher it like crazy, so do not take this as facts, but it's something that you can find that is very similar. A man's handshake now is the equivalent to what a woman's handshake was in, like, I think the 1960s, 70s, or 80s or something like that. That's how far our testosterone has dropped based on the foods that we're eating and the things that we're doing every single day. So men, train your grip. Train your grip a lot. I personally like to do a handful of these a set. I'll bust out a couple of them every hour. Try to do it on the hour. It doesn't always work like that, but since I've started to use these and been consistent with them, I've noticed a significant difference in a lot of my lifts that have gone up as well. Tip number 3 to become a better tactical athlete, train your grip. Hopefully you're enjoying the video so far. One thing that I want to make note of is there is a reason I am voted most dapper for the Gundies, and that is because the type of outfits I wear. Again, I'm just kidding. I probably would never wear something like this in public. Yeah, I definitely would, but that is one thing I love about having my own garage gym now is you never know what I'm gonna come out here in, and unfortunately I'm doing a lot of content out here, so might not wear it to a public gym, but I'll blast it on the internet for however many people to see. Back to the video. tip number 4, and I'm gonna use this as a shameless plug. These things, kind of what I'm talking about. Fuel yourself for the work that you need to do. So what I mean by that is food is not for comfort. Food is for fuel. Now, go ahead and put it in the comments how terrible energy drinks are for you. I don't care, sorry, I'm out of breath. But make sure you're fueling yourself properly because it does matter. For the longest time, I was living off of Mountain Dew, and that's when I saw my injuries start to add up. So fuel yourself properly because guess what? When crap hits the fan, you're not gonna just become Superman and be able to do whatever you want. You have to prepare for that moment by everything that you do. So that being said, most of you guys know we are partnered with First Form. First Form helps me every single day hit my protein intake. That is the biggest thing I struggle with. Trying to hit 200 to 250 grams of protein is very hard, but their protein, their beef sticks, their protein bars, their collagen helps out a lot. So tip number 4, food is for fuel, not for comfort. And tip number 5, the one that nobody wants to hear, stick to the fundamentals. In your shooting, your dry firing, your lifting, your eating, stick to the fundamentals. There's no secret out there. There's no new diet. There's no new shooting system. There's no certain ammo. There's no special gun that's gonna make you better than just doing the work. So stick to the fundamentals, stick to the basics. It's worth it every single time. You're always gonna see stuff. That's one reason I'm not the biggest fan of SHOT Show. It's cool to see people, but when you go to SHOT Show, the thing you see is the new gun of the year that does the exact same thing last year's did. It just looks a little bit different, might be a different color, but guess what? If you're a bad shooter, you're gonna be a bad shooter, just with a more expensive gun. If you're a bad lifter with bad technique, you're always gonna be that no matter how strong you get. Eventually you're gonna have to go back to the fundamentals to reset. And with your fuel, your food, you can pig out on crap anytime you want, but guess what? It will catch up to you one day. So stick to the fundamentals. And those are my 5 tips to help you become a better tactical athlete.